It was Premier League final day last season, which gives me the opportunity to do one of my favourite things. It's not one of my favourite things, it's one of my least favourite things, but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to look back at my pre-season predictions before a ball was kicked. Are you ready? And spoiler alert, they're not actually that bad, unbelievably. We're going to start, as ever, with the bang-on predictions. Did I get anybody in exactly the right place in the table? Oh, yes, I did. Not only did I get people in the right place, I got the entire top three. Look, I had Man City to win the league. I had Arsenal to finish second and Liverpool to finish third. That is exactly how it panned out. Say no more. I'm sure churlish people telling me that that's a predictable top three. Well, did you predict it? If you did, well done. And it's a big slap on the back for me for that. Down at the bottom, I also, not only did I get two relegated teams getting relegated correctly, I got them in the right positions as well. We were very worried about Sheffield United given the type of players that were leaving that had kind of got them up at the start of the season, and Prince Abdullah there, the owner, maybe not fully committed to the project. And we also had Luton giving a good go of it, but not quite surviving, which, unfortunately for Hatters fans, is exactly what happened. That is 1/4 of the league, ladies and gentlemen, in exactly the right place. Let's move on to the teams that were just one place out. And you know me, I'll take just one place out. We've got another three there. So, as you can see, Chelsea and Newcastle, if you look on the right-hand side there, I had in 5th and 6th place. So I slightly overestimated where they were going to finish. Let's be blindly honest. We got Aston Villa to blame for this because I don't think anyone expected Villa to be quite as high as they were. But only one out on Chelsea and Newcastle. They were in 6th and 7th. I obviously had them in 5th and 6th. And West Ham were one place higher than I thought they would be. You can see the correct table there. They were 9th. I had them in 10th. So, again, I'm going to slap myself on the back. That's 8 of the 20 teams within one place. But it's about to get worse. Here we go. 2 places out. You can see them in purple there. I thought Brighton would finish 9th in the top half of the table. Do you know what? They were 10th, weren't they, going into the last day? And I thought this is not too bad. But they obviously dropped on the final day and finished down in 11th place in the bottom half. Fulham, I thought were going to be 11th. They dropped to 13th. Amazing season for Fulham. Last season, the first season up. Couldn't quite maintain the level I thought they would. Also, down the bottom there, I'm slightly annoyed about this because I had exactly the right narrative for Everton. I thought Everton will get a points deduction, but will still power their way out of it. I had them just on the edges of it, one place above the relegation. They were actually even better than that. Well, they had 2 points deductions, didn't they? And really powered their way out of it. Don't know what position they would have been. Probably halfway in the table, I'd imagine, without the points deductions. So I thought Everton would be 2 places lower than they were. But given all the moving parts and the chaos there, it's not too bad to be 2 places out with Everton. Shall we go to 3 places out? And it is Villa and Spurs. You can see up the top there. And I think this is fairly plain and simple that their managers are better than I thought they were going to be. Obviously didn't know a great deal about Ange Postecoglou. So I had Spurs finishing down in 8th. Actually up in 5th. Above Chelsea and Newcastle, which I didn't obviously forecast happening. So yeah, I thought new manager and no Harry Kane might be a little bit of a drop off. No, well played Ange and 5th place, but we've got to say take a bow to Unai Emery. I did have Villa up in 7th, you know, sort of in and around Europe, edges, top 6, depending on, you know, cup winners, the European places dropping further and further down. But I mean, wow, it's probably even some Villa fans who wouldn't have been in their wildest dreams going for 4th position. That is indeed where Aston Villa finished. 3 places above where I put them. So take a bow, Villa and Spurs. That's both instances where I'm very happy to be wrong and the managers have done fine jobs. Right, we're stretching it now. And there's quite a few of these 4 places out, which is a fair distance. That's the difference between finishing bottom and comfortably safe and, finishing top and miles off top. So here we go. Keep your eyes on this. And let's work from the top down. So, Manchester United, I had in 4th place. I don't know. I was going to say Manchester United have been worse than everybody thought they would be, but maybe not. Maybe a few people would have had them descending downwards as low as 8th, though. Really? Yeah, so Aston Villa in the top 4 in real life. I had Man United 4th. Surely they're going to improve next season. I say that every season. And then look, most of the bottom half, I'm quite a way out, aren't I? Brentford, I had in 12th. They were 4 places lower. And it's going to be an interesting summer at Brentford. If there were to be no Ivan Toney and no Thomas Frank there for the start of next season, you're thinking, oh, okay, they're going to need to transition now and they're going to need to do it well. But hey, who's recruited better than Brentford and been more organised over the years? In 13th, you can see I had Nottingham Forest. I thought they were going to push on a little bit. Obviously, points deductions, struggles, Steve Cooper out as well. And they were just, I say they were just on the edges of it. They were safe, weren't they, last week, essentially, and had a good win to finish the campaign. So Forest, 4 places lower than I thought they would be. And Crystal Palace, I thought I was going to be bang on with this one for most of the season until Oliver Glasner really bossed it at the end of the season. A hell of a run for Palace to take a top half place. Fair dues. I had them in 14th. Actually ended up in 10th. So, yeah, thought I was going to be right for the most part this season. But, yeah, a sprint finish. I think a lot of people are going to be with me in struggling with Burnley here. I thought they were going to survive. I thought they played nice football. They invested a load of money. They were in early. Vincent Kompany was being linked with big jobs. Blah-de-blah-de-blah. No. What a disappointment from Burnley. I had them 15th, comfortably safe. They finished 19th. And I should have had the comfortably safe for Bournemouth, who surprised me again. Change of manager. I didn't really know the slightest thing about Iraola, I've got to say. But he's done a great job, hasn't he? Look at Bournemouth up in 12th. I had them to finish. I had them safe in 16th, but they're a lot better than I thought they were, and that unknown manager. And 2 seasons running now, Bournemouth have really impressed me and been way better than I expected they would. There's 1 to go. If you're counting, it's Wolves, and you'll know I had Wolves finishing in 19th place and going down. Totally wrong about that. This is my worst prediction. They were 5 places higher, up there in 14th. I think my rationale was there was big FFP problems, wasn't there? There's a managerial change. They were sell. But Gary O'Neill have been absolutely superb, haven't they? Way better than I thought they were going to be. And 5 places out. And yes, in a 20-team league, 5 places out is a fair distance. There we go. I'm actually quite pleased with that. I mean, maybe the conclusion is that the Premier League has fewer teams and the strength and weakness are more pronounced and therefore it's a bit more predictable. I can get that, but I'm pretty well pleased with having 5 bang on and then another 3 1 out. That's the majority. Very, very decent. What's my best prediction? I don't know. It's probably one of the -1s. Maybe Newcastle to sustain. I don't know. West Ham 1 out in the middle. You tell me, because everyone will say the extremities of the table. Well, they're not great. They're predictable anyway. The worst one, clearly Wolves and Bournemouth and Burnley, I think. Maybe Burnley's the worst one, because I was quite bold and confident that they were going to survive and they didn't. Let me know in the comments, how did you get on from your pre-season to your end of season predictions? What was your best call and what, pray tell, was your worst call? And if you look on this video, it'll appear somewhere. I don't exactly know where I'm going to put them. We will put both my Championship pre-season predictions and my Premier League pre-season predictions, and you can see, with the benefit of beautiful hindsight, how I got on.